Hi, my merry Vikings. I'm experimenting today. I want to break things up a bit so the videos will be a bit shorter in the future. Today it's all about the base I will use for the Queen boss fight, and after that there's a bonus as I'll show you the changes I made to my main base. Before I show you the build, let's consider what is needed from a base like this. If you don't already know, the Queen boss fight is inside a dungeon, and we can't build inside except to place a campfire or a wisp torch. The boss fight is much more difficult than all the previous bosses. There will be a lot of chaos, running, fighting, and maybe even falling from heights inside the dungeon. Most certainly, plenty of dying as well. Having a small base just outside where you can regroup and with all the necessities to help you fight the boss more easily is crucial. There are a few ways you can use or build your base at the Infested Citadel. When you find the Infested Citadel, you will discover some rooms to the side of the steps before you reach the top of the staircase. You could just use that area as is if you are playing by yourself and not in the mood to build, but it is a bit cramped. I don't like it very much as it makes me feel a bit claustrophobic. You could knock out some walls to make the area more open though. In this example, I just placed the beds and portal in these rooms when I was doing some testing to figure out how best to fight the Queen. The benches and chests are just outside the door of the dungeon with some roofing overhead. This is just a quick and easy way to get started, but really, I prefer the next method. A better way is to just add to what is already there, but on the top. Add a gate to the front so that seekers don't find their way in and cause chaos. Then, build new walls and a roof above the rooms below. This way you don't have to keep running up and down the stairs to get to the rooms underneath. The new build will be more spacious and easy to get to whatever bench you need for repairs, or the chest to top up potions of food. You want to keep chaos to a minimum here. Everything must be easy to find, including which spot is best to recover maximum health and get the best comfort level at. As you can see here, the Black Forge, the Galdra table, and the chest with the food and potions are near to each other on one side of the entrance. There are beds close by, and each bed has a seating area that has the highest comfort level in the base. In this case, it is 16. I have placed every piece of furniture I possibly could that raises the comfort. The hearth, the dragon bed, rugs or carpets, tables, banners, some form of seating, the armor stand are all in this room here. The hot tub and the maypole are on the roof just above the beds. Each side of the room has 16 comfort on a chair or bench near the bed. It's not quite a castle for a regular queen, but it is for this Seeker Queen. If you want to, you could demolish and build an entirely new base that suits your needs. It is really all up to you. What is important though is to keep things organized and spacious. See how I run out straight to my bench to recover health quickly, or head straight to where I want to top up my potions of food or just to repair my weapons and armor? Make things simple so you can do what you need to do fast and stress-free. I even keep a spare Mistwalker sword and wisp light in the chest with the potions. The spare Mistwalker is useful in case you come face to face with some seekers when retrieving your loot after you die. Well, that's it for this base. I may work on it a bit more as I prepare a video about the Queen, and will update you if I make any big changes. Okay, now for the bonus part of the video. To my main base we go. Well, this is the front view of my main base located between the meadows and the Black Forest. We are looking at the workbench area behind the glass windows and the bedrooms on the upper level. On the right hand side are the animal farm and planting area. This is the back that faces the Black Forest. I have an open area I use for my smelting and free-range chickens. And this is the side facing the meadows where I have my elevated chicken farm and the tree growing area. This side is where the Mistland benches are, with the basement entrance that leads to my portal basement. The elevated wolf and boar farm are to my right. You can also see my carrot, onion and turnip farm and the wisp fountain in front of the heavenly hen farm. I love that view. Let's look more closely at my new smelting area. The previous one was very simple and I wanted to try and make it a little bit prettier. I have one charcoal kiln, 2 smelters and 1 blast furnace located here. I have some chests to store the coal and metals and some chairs if I wish to rest or go AFK. I like decorating the floor using wood beams in combination with some other floor piece. I have used stone here. I also love placing the Grey Dwarf trophy over doors by the apex of the roof. It's like they are protecting the building. I have more storage along the fence line. Just beyond the smelting area is the free-range chicken area. The eggs from this area are used for cooking, but I have this area mainly because I like to see them running around free. I place seeds in this area enclosed by beams so I will not run over them by accident and pick them up. I kept 2 of the original chicken coops I made a long time ago, just to create the feel that this is where they can go to sleep if they want to. I use this area for planting carrots, turnips and onions. I made the fence to separate the free-range chickens from those in the Heavenly Hens elevated farm, so it won't interfere with the breeding going on over there. Just outside the chicken farm is the wisp fountain. It makes for pretty decor as well as to lure wisps. For those of you who haven't seen my farm before, at the top I place the hens in individual pens with holes, so the eggs will drop below into the huge enclosure I have for chickens. The eggs are heated by the hearth I have down here. The smoke escapes out a chimney that opens out onto the roof. As you can see, I have a ton of hens with some new chickens on the way. Chickens seem to occupy a larger space than hens, oddly. That is why I decided to make a huge hole in the ground for them instead of the regular coop. Let's go check out the inside of the base. Let's look at where the wolves and boars are kept. This is where the baby wolves and boars drop down into. There's a ladder that goes down to the bottom for when I want to cull them. I like to keep the breeding animals elevated, as you can see. If you do it right, it will function very well and produce a ton of wolves and boars for you. I want to show you the kitchen on the first floor first. I've used more stone to replace the wood I had here before, and I moved the workbench and forge out to create more storage space and more spots to place fermenters. I have 2 stone ovens, a cauldron, several cooking stations, and 1 iron cooking station. I'm still working on raising the comfort level here, but let's head to the bedrooms. The highest comfort is there. This is the main bedroom and it has a maximum of 16 to 17 comfort. Usually I place a chair at the spot of highest comfort. There's an armor stand, rugs, banners, a table and chairs, and a hearth besides the dragon beds. If you look here, you will see above the hearth is another hearth. The smoke will pass through the one above to escape out the chimney above. There's a maypole on the outside on either side of the room. This is the guest room above the main bedroom. It has the hot tub as the rooms are small, but the comfort from the hot tub will still reach the room below. Through this doorway, I can access the roof. I just want to show you the chimney, how the smoke from both rooms as well as the kitchen exits here. Let's check out the main balcony area. I placed a few portals here, but I may move them down to the portal placement another time. I love this balcony. It has a great view and it's airy and spacious. I also want to show you the skylight I made over the black forge and pauldra table. It probably won't stand up well to mobs, but we'll see. We can head down to the benches here. If we go to the right, we head back to the wolf and boar farm. Heading down brings us to the benches. I love this new room. I like to use glass. Sadly, glass is actually very weak. That is why I have the diverger metal placed in certain spots. But so far, I haven't had a big problem with it. I like the simple chandelier I made from circling trophies. I wanted to keep other forms of lighting to a minimum, as that attracts the mobs. In the end, it was still a bit too dark, so I added more of the normal lighting. I'll store most of the Mistland resources in the Mistland base. I use the Mistland base portal over here to help with that. Over at the other end are the workbench and forge. Some of the upgrades are actually located inside the flooring to save space. I love the glass windows. I have the portals being used most often, one portal to the stones and two emergency portals located here. Once the portal is less used, I move it into the basement. This is the portal basement. I have built some storage along the stairway as it is easy to drop stuff there on the way back up from the portals. I don't really like the bright light of the portals, so I place them here and only encounter the light when I want to use the portals. I have most of my other base portals here as well as one to my Drago farm and those that lead to other islands. You don't have to keep all your portals up and running. It can actually cause server lag. So using one unnamed portal meant for those that are less often used is a good idea. I even used the sign on the wall to remind me of their existence. This is the tree growing area. I love the views from here. It is nice to see my base through the trees. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I didn't show you my other two bases, the Plains base and the Mistlands base. I'll leave those for another time. If you enjoyed my video, do subscribe and select the bell button for notifications. I've had fun and I hope you have too. Well, my merry Vikings, see you next time. Bye!